If only they could take their words back. Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 celebrities who ruined their careers with just one interview. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at UK celebrities, politicians and royals who damaged their reputations in one disastrous interview, even if they later managed to get their careers back on track. Number 10. Kerry Katona. The former Atomic Kitten singer was once a popular fixture on TV, even winning the third series of I'm a Celebrity.
She's only just arrived. Apparently there was an accident on the road this morning and she's just managed to sit down.
Just got in time.
But her career suffered a downturn following this calamitous appearance on This Morning in 2008. Katona blamed her slurring on medication for her bipolar disorder, but Phil and Fern, as well as many viewers, thought she was drunk.
Oh, you know, I was still smoking now. That was like within the 2 weeks after the surgery.
Katona admits she is often ridiculed for the interview and still says even after a decade later she still struggles to get production companies to believe in her.
But your speech is a bit slurred. I mean, how are you feeling
is
now?
It?
It is a bit.
Number 9. Sarah Ferguson. The former wife of Prince Andrew faced controversy in 2010 when she offered an undercover reporter access to her ex-husband for £500,000.
Being involved in a controversy like that had helped you in a way.
Sorry? What's your question?
But Fergie managed to make a bad situation worse in this embarrassing interview on 60 Minutes.
As soon as I knew it was a scandal, not once it broke, Michael. But don't try and trick me now, because I'm not going to play this game. Delete that bit.
The Australian show billed it as the weirdest interview you'll ever see, and it ended with the Duchess storming off set.
No, nothing. I'm just going to take 5 minutes.
The scandal and its aftermath saw Fergie's reputation hit rock bottom and contributed to her being shunned by the royals, hence her absence from the weddings of Prince William and Prince Harry.
The book is called Finding Sarah. Does that mean you were lost?
Oh, very lost. Are you lost, Michael? Do you know where you are?
Number 8. Ed Miliband. In the lead-up to the 2015 general election, comedian Russell Brand reinvented himself as a political commentator, even interviewing Labour leader Ed Miliband.
Since the right of women to vote, what has meaningfully occurred?
That's totally wrong.
Go on, mate.
Well, look, workers' rights, the National Health Service, a minimum wage.
Miliband was hoping to engage with younger voters, and pollsters claimed the response in that age group was broadly positive.
I think this is the central thing that we've got to confront as a country, is who is the country run for? Is it just run for the richest and most powerful, or is it run for the working people?
But others were critical, and we all know what happened next. The Tories won a majority in the House of Commons, and Miliband stepped down as party leader. Later, Brand blamed himself for effing up the election for Labour, and he may have had a point too.
And it's not run for them, and that's what we've got to change.
That is exactly it. That is exactly it.
Number 7. Kevin Keegan. Despite a glittering career in football, Keegan will always be best known for this rant during the 1995-96 Premier League season.
A lot of things have been said over the last few days. Some of it almost slanderous, and we've never commented.
At the time, his team, Newcastle United, was busy throwing away a 12-point lead over Alex Ferguson's Manchester United.
I think you've got to send Alex Ferguson a tape of this game, haven't you? Isn't that what he asked for?
Ferguson had suggested that other teams wouldn't try as hard against Newcastle as they would against the Red Devils. And Keegan's response was predictably explosive.
I've kept really quiet, but I'll tell you something, he went down in my estimation when he said that.
Afterwards, some commentators claimed that Ferguson had won the mind games, and that Keegan's outburst contributed to his team's eventual defeat in the title race.
And I'll tell you, honestly, I will love it if we beat them. Love it.
Number 6. Michael Howard. Many politicians have been embarrassed by Jeremy Paxman, but none more so than the former Home Secretary, Howard. Following his dismissal of prisons chief Derek Lewis in 1997, he tries to duck an awkward series of questions with disastrous results.
Did you threaten to overrule him? I was not entitled to instruct Derek Lewis, and I did not instruct him.
Howard was widely mocked for his performance, with colleague Anne Widdecombe later saying there was something of the night about him.
So then I will give you an answer.
Did you threaten to overrule him?
I discussed this matter with Derek Lewis.
The fallout from the interview is thought to have contributed to Howard's failed 1997 bid to become Tory leader, though he did go on to head the party in 2003.
With respect, you haven't answered the question whether you threatened to overrule him.
Well, you see, the question is, what was I entitled to do and what was I not entitled to do?
Number 5, Piers Morgan. Okay, so Morgan's time at CNN was already coming to an end, but his 2014 interview with Chelsea Handler certainly ensured he finished on a low note.
You tweet very amusingly.
I wish you did.
The US comedian's insults were a reflection of American public opinion, with thousands once signing a petition to have Morgan deported. Not fair, guys. We thought we got rid of him.
You're a terrible interviewer.
Well, you just weren't keeping my attention.
Afterwards, Morgan landed on his feet thanks to his role as host of Good Morning Britain, but it's hard to imagine him ever getting another presenting job in the US.
This is your show. You have to pay attention to the guests that you invited on your show.
If they're interesting enough.
Yeah, they are. Listen, it doesn't matter how interesting I am. You signed up for this job.
Of course it does.
Well, maybe that's why your job is coming to an end.
Number 4, Noel Edmonds. In a 2016 appearance on This Morning, Edmonds alleged that electromagnetic pulse machines could slow aging and tackle cancer.
The other belief I have is that pulsed electromagnetism can help with tackling cancer.
Experts, though, were quick to dismiss his words as gibberish, and even the company that made the machines distanced itself from his claims.
But obviously people are going to get a little bit sceptical with the fact that you keep banging on about this £2,300 box, well, you know the people who were making it.
Since then, Edmonds' only notable TV role has been as presenter of the tacky game show Cheap, Cheap, Cheap. And whilst he was reportedly paid £600,000 to appear on I'm a Celebrity in 2018, his swift exit is further evidence that his career is in decline.
Am I supposed to look disappointed?
Number 3, David Icke. A former footballer and BBC Sports presenter, Icke was once a respected public figure.
So you're all in the turquoise, which of course is the colour.
Hold on a sec.
Yeah, that's a good start. Fill your mouth full of sweets.
That all changed, though, following a 1991 interview with Terry Wogan, in which he declared himself the Son of God and predicted the imminent devastation of the world by natural forces.
The press claim that you claim to be the Son of God.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
Yes, you see, the thing is that it's quite funny, really.
Afterwards, Icke admitted he could no longer walk down the street without being laughed at.
So I'm delighted that there's so much laughter in the audience tonight.
But no, it's a...
But just let me say this.
They're laughing at you. They're not laughing with you.
Whilst he has since carved out a career as a conspiracy theorist, we can't see the BBC re-employing him anytime soon. Not before the world has ended, at least.
I am asking no one in this theatre, no one watching this programme, no one on this planet to believe a word of it.
Number 2, Liam Neeson. Whatever was he thinking? Whilst promoting his new revenge thriller called Pursuit, Neeson made a disturbing revelation about an earlier incident in his life.
Did she know who it was? No. What colour were they? She said it was a black person.
After learning that a close female friend had been raped by a black person, he reportedly armed himself with a kosh and went out looking for trouble.
And I did it for maybe a week, hoping some black would come out of a pub and have a go at me about something, you know, so that I could kill him.
Afterwards, Neeson was forced to defend himself against accusations of racism.
It was horrible, horrible when I think back, but I did that, and I've never admitted that to it. I'm saying it to a journalist, God forbid.
A New York film premiere and various other public appearances were cancelled, and playwright Bonnie Greer suggested Neeson's career may even be over.
I'm not racist. This was nearly 40 years ago.
Number 1. Glenn Hoddle. After a successful career as a football player and club manager, Hoddle was appointed England boss in 1996. But his tenure came to a humiliating end in 1999 after he appeared to claim in an interview that disabled people were being punished for sins in a previous life.
You and I have been given 2 hands and 2 legs and half-decent brains. Some people have not been born like that for a reason. The karma is working from another lifetime. What you sow, you have to reap.
In a subsequent poll, 90% of people questioned thought he was unfit to remain in his role, and Hoddle was eventually sacked.
The man asked me about reincarnation, which I've been on television and radio before, and said that's a personal belief of mine.
He continued to work in club management, but never again enjoyed the same success. Was that karma, perhaps, Glenn?
I tried to give him an example of why people, are born into sometimes in life in poverty, in material riches.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo UK and subscribe for more great content.